Many people love lobsters, but not everyone can afford to go to a fancy restaurant for a nice lobster meal. But you can always cook them at home on special occasions. I grew up eating fresh fish as we lived near a coastal region, but I never cleaned lobsters or crabs or anything alive. The first time I cooked a lobster was when I came to the US. It was a memorable experience since the lobster was more than 9 pounds in weight. I was just learning to cook that time, and we didn't even have proper utensils or even pots and pans to cook it. Somehow we managed to make it, but to break the lobster, we had to use a hammer. Today I'm going to share with you how I clean the lobster. Step one is to just put the lobster in the freezer for an hour, and that makes the lobster unconscious, I guess. I'm not sure, but it is easy to clean afterwards. If you put it in the boiling water, then you are just boiling it along with the other chemicals, and if you're scared to handle a live lobster, then this is the better method. So just put it in the freezer, take it out, and then you can start cleaning. The first step is to wash the lobster using a vegetable cleaning brush and remove all the dirt on the shell. Because I'm going to cook the lobster along with the shell, I always prefer cleaning the shell properly. Once you have cleaned the lobster, then you just put it on its back and insert the knife just above the tail and into the head and separate out the flesh. So I just on the sides, you start from the sides, separate it out. On the other side, separate it out. Okay, just try to separate the meat from the head, and then just try to pull it out gently. Oh, sorry, I forgot that you have to just break this attachment, and then you just pull out the tail. Many times it comes out along with the flesh, but sometimes it may not, and you'll just get the tail meat, but that's fine. So this is how I cleaned out, and this is all good stuff. It is the fat, lobster fat, and just take it out. I use it if you fry it in the oil before you make a lobster. I'm going to cook it Indian way. So if you fry it in the oil, it just gives a lot of aroma and enhances the flavor of the lobster curry or any dish that you're preparing. Now I'm going to take out the legs of the lobsters, and we are not going to throw them. We are going to use it to prepare a stock or to flavor a curry. You can use the crab legs. If they are small crabs, then you can just grind them and strain the legs through a strainer to get a juice, crab leg juice, and you can add that to your curry to add flavor, and it gives the curry a granular texture. And now I'm not going to use I'm not going to grind the lobster legs, but we are going to use these things for flavoring our stock or curry. And I have removed the head. I'm just taking out the extra fat or hemolymph, I guess it is called, the blood of the lobster, and I'm going to take it out. And then the next step is to remove the stomach. This is the stomach. It feels hard and it contains all the black or bluish stuff inside. I guess that is undigested food. So we just take it out. We don't use it. So now I have taken out the head. The legs, I'm keeping them separate. I don't like to waste any parts of the lobster, not just because they are expensive, but because they take 5 to 7 years to reach to a legal size before we can use them as a food. So it is better to use it completely and not waste any parts. So I just try to take out as much stuff or as much meat from them. To clean the tail, just hold it. If you're a right-handed person, just hold it with your left hand, the tail part, and just insert the knife in the tail in between the two shells and just give it a tap. So now you can see here, just press the knife down, and then you can just open the shell completely, and then just open it up. Okay, and take the tail meat out. You don't have to throw, you can just take the tail meat completely out, or you can leave it on the shell and bake it along with the shell. See, now I'm just taking out the inside stomach parts, and they just run from the head through the tail, and you just take it out. Just it is just like cleaning a shrimp. I'm just washing it a little bit to remove any extra dirt if it is broken, and then just pull the tail out. You can either remove the tail completely and bake it separately, or you can leave it on the shell to make it look fancy. And at this point you can just add salt, seasoning and butter to the tail and bake it in the oven, and you're good to go. How cool it looks. So we are done with the tail part, and now we are going to move on to the claw part. To clean the claw, you just tap the claw with break the claw with the blunt side of the knife and slowly pull out the shells to take the meat out. So sometimes the meat will come out completely in one piece, or sometimes it will break into smaller pieces. So then take the smaller claw, pull it out, and gently pull out the remaining meat. There is going to be meat in the bigger side or the bigger tooth of the claw, and I'm trying to take it out in one piece, and yes, it came out in one piece. So it looks like a jelly almost, and I'm going to try and take out the remaining meat from the smaller tooth. Let's see if it comes out. And it did. We tried to get out the almost everything out of the first one, and we are going to start with the second one. Again, I'm inserting the knife on the sides of the tail. See, loosen the shell, and then just break the connection between the head and the tail and pull out the meat. Take the stomach out. By doing this, you are taking out more meat from the head, because usually if you just snap the lobster in two parts, it just you will just get the tail meat, and you will lose a part of the meat that extends into the head part. So I try to get the longer tail if possible, and see, more meat I got here. So this is how I clean the lobster so that I get the best out of it. And you can just watch the rest of the video to as I clean the other two lobsters, and you can see it again and again so that you get familiarized with the process. Okay.